There is an Elvis statue that I actually posed for, and it's in Daytona. It's probably online. I should probably post something about that on my website so you guys can see it. But Don Sikerlaki is on with us. Hey, boom. How's it going? Apa kabar? Anyways, Harold, he's a fan of Elvis's because I've seen a bunch of pictures of him hanging out at those places. But anyways, there was a statue that I actually posed for Elvis. A friend of mine, Jeff Decker, was doing one for Harley Davidson, and there's a picture of Elvis, of him on his K model. That's his first bike that he had, a second bike that he got. That's very famous pictures of him in the 50s. You see him at Autobahn Drive at his house there with this motorcycle. And they wanted to do a life-size sculpture of Elvis with this, like a bronze they wanted to do. And they wanted to put it at the Graceland Harley Davidson, across the street from Graceland. And they were going to make two of these full life-size statues, one that was going to be in Daytona. So the statue was for a guy named Bruce. What is Bruce's last name? Bruce. God, I have to think about it for a second. So he was the guy who commissioned these, and a friend of mine, Jeff Decker, who was one of the sinners from my bike group, was the sculptor, and he said to me, hey, can you come out to Memphis for this meeting? So I did come out there, and I went to this meeting. They were going to make these commemorative Harley Davidsons. I think they made, it was for an anniversary, 1957 anniversary. Let's see, that would have been 50-year anniversary, I believe. They made 50 Harley Davidsons to look like Elvis's 1957 Harley. And they numbered them all, and they gave away a mini statue and a painting along with these 50 motorcycles, these Harleys. So I came to the meeting and was there to help them get the bike to be authentic, because I'm into motorcycles, so I wanted to help make the motorcycle look exactly like Elvis's, even though it wasn't a panhead, which is what the motorcycles were in 1957. What Elvis had was a 1957 panhead. It was a black one with a round badge on it. And so they made these new Evos that looked sort of like a panhead. And I was involved in that, and then that's when they came up with the idea, hey Angel, how's it going, dear? That was when they came up with the idea. They said, well, you need to pose for this Elvis statue. Well, who else are we going to get to pose for it? Because they couldn't just use a photograph of Elvis because he had a windshield on the bike. So what they did was Harley Davidson was going to give Jeff Decker Elvis's bike. They have that in the museum, at the Harley Davidson Museum. They were going to loan that to Jeff to do the sculpture, and he didn't want to have it because he didn't want to be responsible for Elvis's bike. So he bought another 57 K model, exactly like Elvis's. There's pictures of me on this bike. Anyways, so I flew to Utah and I posed for this bike. I posed for this statue, and it's me basically posing with the bike in a pose that I thought would be like what Elvis would do. And that's the pose they use. And they basically made this. They made this statue off of me doing that, and they basically put Elvis's head on the statue, and the rest of it is basically my body. And you can see that if you look it up. I should probably post a link to it. Anyway, sorry about the long-winded story.